Bethesda forgot to buy their website, The Last of Us 2 got delayed again, and Overwatch 2, the pharmacy is now open.
You are tuned into the video game pharmacy.
If you hit himself a little bit,
for sure. I love our song, by the way. But not when you do that.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx.
Did you leave that in?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, you said you wanted it to be organic, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so
organic,
that's
yeah.
pretty organic.
it's true.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game news, knowledge, and know-how. It's really cold here.
Okay,
It's chilly.
And I don't say banter.
I say banter.
Yeah, well, that was when you did the intros, but you
Well,
don't do the intros anymore.
sad face.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because you're pretty okay at them, but I'm really good at those.
How nice.
You see what I did
Well,
there?
I was curious where that was going
Why
to
don't
go.
I do the intros anymore?
You never want to.
That's
Yeah,
true. Good
yeah,
point.
You literally choose not
We
to.
had to
They
force
scare
you
me.
to do it. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going
Oh,
to
it's
talk
too,
among yourselves.
It's too late for
Okay.
adjusting things.
No,
We're
it's
rolling, man.
Never too late.
We got to jump in and do this.
Zach is really loud.
Okay.
What
Well,
else
I
is
mean, I'm usually quiet. So.
Yeah. Well, we had to crank it. And
Crank it.
I finally figured out as to why it's so loud.
Hey guys,
Hey, what's up?
let's do a show.
Can we
This is not only our show, but it's also our audio check.
dude, our
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
right? Our energy is pretty high today.
I don't know why. It's the cold, probably.
Yeah, we're all fired up.
Yeah.
We're
Ironically.
we're nippy.
Yeah. Sure. Speak for yourself.
You're the one who's wearing short shorts and a t-shirt
Well,
in 35-degree weather, my
Daisy
dude.
Dukes
I
over
got
there.
I got to ride. Hey, I got to ride in the car today, so I got to be warm over on the way over.
Oh,
so.
good. Instead of biking like you normally do.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
nice. Good.
Um,
I'm glad because it's cold outside.
Right. It's
The
freezing.
weather outside is frightful.
Yeah.
But the
But-
podcast studio is so delightful.
Whoa, hey! Yo, let's make a VGR Christmas
Hey,
album.
hey guys.
Album?
Yeah.
How about just a Christmas special?
Maybe.
You could sing if you want. It's fine.
Can I?
I'll allow it.
Hang
Yeah.
on. When does Christmas fall? I don't.
What?
I
What
think
if
it's
it-
in December this year.
What if
I'm
it?
not sure.
No. I meant like what day?
Oh.
Is it on a Thursday?
Is it always on Thursday?
No, it's on Wednesday.
know
Dang
it's
it!
20
Ah,
25th.
that sucks. Oh well.
I'll still show up.
Will you?
No, on Christmas.
on
I can't
Wednesday?
commit-
On
I can't
Christmas
commit to
Wouldn't
that.
it
Day?
be so cool to have a podcast on Christmas Day?
The thing
be
is
pretty
that
great.
it wouldn't go up until Friday anyway.
Saturday.
Hey,
Saturday, yeah.
We can workshop this later.
Okay, cool.
and figure it out. But
Anyways,
it sounds like fun.
Hey guys,
Hey.
happy Spooky Day.
Yeah, happy
Oh, yeah, it's
Spooky Day.
Hope you guys had a safe weekend slash end of the week.
The weekend hasn't started yet.
Well, by the time it goes up, they'll be listening to us.
It'll be during the weekend.
It'll be during the weekend,
Chris-
and parties.
Christmas will
probably
be
already
over.
happened.
know
Halloween
how-
will be over
You know how I'm going to celebrate Halloween?
How's that?
by going to
I got to go play
Anthony's.
Luigi's Mansion
Lu-
3.
Lagugi's.
Yeah,
Lagoogie.
that's the
Lagoogie
one.
Mansion.
Can't wait. It's going to be great.
Dude,
Well,
I've been watching some people play it. It looks like a lot of fun.
It is spoopy.
it's a pretty game.
It is.
It's nice and colorful and shiny, which not many games are these days. You know?
Yeah.
We get a lot of grays and browns in the games.
There's a lot of poop color games.
Sure, yeah, that's one way to put
Like
it.
Fallout 76.
But before that-
Oh.
Let's do trivia.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Scott.
Scott, you brought the trivia question
You did.
last
I
week.
brought the trivia question, and I forgot I brought the trivia
That's
question.
quite all right.
So luckily, these two gentlemen found the answer for me.
Yeah, we did.
My question was, what was the very first zombie game to ever come out?
Nobody said Resident Evil, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I said Zombie from Ubisoft. And I looked that up. It came out in 1986.
Okay.
So I'm anxious to hear what you got, even though I already know.
I don't.
Our listeners may be anxious to hear what
I
you
don't.
got.
I did say Resident Evil, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I should have said Typing with the Dead.
Zach, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Zach, what was your guess?
Dude, I don't know. I think I was.
None of us remember.
I was so mind
Did we
blown.
do
that
a
I was
show
like,
last week?
did we?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure.
I don't remember even asking you a question.
I was so like flabbergasted by it that I guess ended up saying Left 4 Dead because I love Left 4 Dead. So
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
okay.
yeah.
that was a really stupid
Yeah.
answer.
But-
what was the actual answer?
The actual answer is a game called Zombie that came out on the ZX Spectrum.
ZX Spectrum.
What?
I'd say,
ZX.
They call it that. I think it's a European console. They call it the
Yeah,
Z-
yeah.
the
So it was
ZX.
developed in UK and then
Yeah.
it came out in
The ZX.
1982.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
1982. Yeah, wow. And do you know anything about the game? Not really.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you?
It probably looked pretty crusty if it came out in 1982.
Yeah, there's
I don't know anything about this game.
Oh.
I don't know anything about the ZX Spectrum either. So
Oh.
There's
The
that one.
ZX. It's
Sure.
ZX.
The
Sure.
ZX. There's that one.
We're literally the only country that uses the word Z.
Z.
Literally,
I like it.
every other country uses Z.
Z. I can't do it. I can't.
I don't really get it.
My favorite DJ is named Zed.
Oh, that's why you like it so
Yes,
much.
that's why I like
Yeah.
it so much.
Got it.
Never mind. I was gonna say
Sorry.
that Netflix video game crossover. I forgot the name. It was like Balderdash.
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
Balderdash. Yeah. what
Boulder
about it?
Dash.
I think it's based around kind of like this time period where this thing was developed.
Oh, got it.
'Cause it
Really?
was-
I didn't know that was a period piece. I thought that was modern day.
No,
Oh,
it was
cool.
in the 80s in the UK during in an early game development studio
It's about Rare,
in
isn't
the
it?
UK.
I knew it.
I wish.
I knew it all along.
Oh man,
really
I
cool.
love Rare.
I wanted to watch that, but my devices wouldn't let me.
what
Bandersnatch.
a company to
We
really take the world
we
by
talked about this in
storm.
the past,
Good
but just to
stuff.
cover real quick, Bandersnatch was I forget the show spinoff.
Yeah, Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. So it's a Black Mirror spin-off movie where it's interactive and you're playing a game in the movie, but
Yeah.
it's really really
It's like
good.
a Telltale game, kind of, or a Choose Your Own
It
Adventure
is,
book.
but
Yep.
it's beyond anything I've ever played before.
That's cool.
Yep.
Neato.
Guys, what do you want to talk about
Well,
today?
he already brought up the bad news, which is Fallout 76. Actually,
Yeah.
it's hilarious and fun, I guess.
Well, because we talked about
depending
the
on how
bad
you look
news
at it.
last week, right?
That's true. Yeah, about how bad it all is. There's
mean-
actually a little more to add to that, but
Okay.
Yeah.
this story is more about a domain squatter, which is hilarious. Fallout, Bethesda hilariously forgot to trademark the website Fallout First for their new paid subscription service, Fallout First.
Yeah.
And
How do you
a
forget? How do you
disgruntled fan.
forget something like that? Honestly, do
yeah,
you
I
think
don't
it
know.
happens more than we think? And like, just no one's ever that mad of a
Absolutely
game.
not, because look at all these companies that have like these websites that we all know now.
Well, I mean, like Gearbox, they have all their games on one site, so they don't have a separate site. Why would they do a separate site for a subscription?
Because it costs them nothing and it's just covering your bases. You know what I mean?
I guess
Yeah.
So before you announce anything, note to all the developers out there and everybody out there who creates things,
Yeah.
get the domain locked
Do you want
down.
to? Do you want to know the best? Sorry, I don't mean to stray, but
No, it's
you want to
fine.
know the best website for any like game launch that would like provide details about a game?
What?
Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Best
That's so
best
random.
site ever because
Too bad the game was no good.
little. I'm gonna throw things at you. Shut up.
Literally threw something at me.
The website like would update with things all the time, and you could literally like download on your computer all of the songs that came out as they came out.
oh, okay.
So,
That's
it was
pretty
really
cool.
Anyway, sorry,
Completely
I am
random.
in random.
So, a frustrated fan of all this Fallout First nonsense that's been going on registered the domain falloutfirst.com, and he created something pretty hilarious, pretty lewd, if you will.
Yeah.
He basically took the template of the proper Fallout website and used all the same font, images, headings for each of the
He didn't
sections.
even he didn't even need to do that, but the fact that he took the
It-
time to do it.
Well, the funny thing is, you log onto the site and it looks official. It looks like
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
official that Bethesda would have made. But he basically rewrote the entire transcript of the original Fallout First announcement and changed it into what fans actually have perceived it as, which is a bunch of price gouging and animosity towards your fans.
and obscenities.
Yeah, so I wish I could read some to you. Not really though, but it's pretty rough stuff. It's very expletive filled and lewd, like I
Yes,
said.
yes,
so
it is.
we
Go to
can't really get
falloutfirst.com.
into it.
and read it for yourself because it is hilarious.
But yeah, we voiced our concerns about it. We kind of went through the bullet points of what this service offers last week when we talked about it on the show, and they're basically repeating all that stuff. Everybody has the same concerns with it. It just sounds like it's asking for money for things that are going to split the fan base because some people are going to have it, some won't. They're going to have access to things in the game that help them and make the experience easier and more smooth for them, and other people won't. So it's just this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous, and this is kind of a perfect satire of the whole
Here,
thing.
I'll read the first title, but I'll heavily censor it. It says private worlds,
That'll be good.
scout boxes, and more coming to Fallout 76 with Fallout First, and you can fill that blank in with whatever you think would go there, but it does start with an F. So yeah, you should definitely go check out the site. It's
It's hilarious.
hilarious.
It's funny.
And honestly, I'm wondering if Bethesda will attempt to buy this website from this guy.
I thought you were going to say sue.
No, I mean,
What would they sue him for?
Defamation?
I guess.
Is it slander? Written derogatory
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
about
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all fair commentary, though. I
Yeah.
mean, and how's this any different than something that would pop up on Reddit?
Nothing.
Angry people talking about it on Reddit. You know what I mean?
But now you're dealing with money situation.
yeah.
So they could literally just be like, the fact that he bought a site from under them.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's like
quote,
a fence
air
post
quote,
on the internet.
air
as well.
quote, bought a site from under him, for under them.
The funny thing is, I think if Bethesda was going to do something about it, they would have already, but you can log onto the site right now, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't been taken down.
Yeah. I should take screenshots just in case it does.
I'm sure people have.
Yeah,
It's pretty
absolutely.
funny.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So aside from all this drama, Fallout First has launched officially, and
Yeah.
there's problems with it. Surprise, surprise.
Whoa.
It hit. People are paying for it, and it's in a lot of ways not delivering on what
People
it
are
promised.
actually buying this?
Yeah.
Are
Probably
people
just
actually
out of sheer curiosity.
Yeah, I was going to say, do people actually still play 76?
They've got to. People wouldn't be mad about this if there weren't people playing it, right? Everyone would just said, haha, silly Bethesda off in their corner.
Yeah, I mean,
messing
because
with their little
people were really
project.
mad about Anthem because nobody was playing Anthem.
People were mad about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the beginning.
Okay. But then
delivered.
I think people actually stopped playing that.
Stop playing it.
Yeah.
I would say people were mad about Battleborn, but Overwatch just came out at the same time. Everyone was playing that instead.
Right.
Well, and
Sad.
Bethesda keeps giving people hope, maybe false hope, for a good game here eventually, because they're talking about adding NPCs. And
Yeah, but they
quests and
delayed
stuff.
it again.
I know they did. So here's some of the issues that are popping up with Fallout First after rollout, the first week it's been out. The biggest selling point of this was private servers. Players could host their own instances of the game. And something hilarious is happening when people are creating these servers. They're being populated with pre-looted locations and dead NPCs. And so the assumption here is that they're taking, they're recycling old servers basically, and then handing them to players that are creating new servers, quote unquote new servers. So that they're not actually new servers, they're recycled old servers that aren't being used anymore, instead of generating and populating a new world for them. So that's hilarious. That's kind of the going theory, but how else do you explain worlds that have already been explored basically?
Yeah.
Popping up as new servers. It's weird. The new pop-up tent that is one of the rewards you get for subscribing to this is causing the game to crash. In a lot of cases, there's been a lot of reports of that. The new scrap box that you get where you can store all your crafting items is deleting items.
Wow.
And there's also been new reports of just random crash bugs and performance issues related to the latest update that brought Fallout First.
I bet people are super happy that they spent $100 for
Right?
this.
I know. If you were smart, you probably would have just bought a month's worth just to see what it's all about. But there's got to be at least a few hardcore players out there that drop the hundo for a year.
Man.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I also heard that server iterations are temporary and only sessional. So after you end the session and you start up another server again on another day or whatever,
Yeah.
you basically have to restart
Really?
all over. Yep.
What the heck? That defeats the whole point of having a private server.
How has Bethesda been such a good company for so many years and then made one game and absolutely just face planted into the ground?
Everybody's allowed a misstep here or there.
No, this is not a misstep.
It's not.
If it was multiple games in a row that were having major design issues like this, I'd agree with you, but it's one game.
You were literally
This is huge.
They've like tripled or quadrupled down on this game instead of acknowledging that it was a misstep and walking away from it, but it is still just one single game, one project.
Let me say something. Okay. So you look at No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky came out completely bombed.
garbage game.
It betrayed everybody's trust. It wasn't what they were saying.
Right.
No Man's Sky and that company, they went silent. Didn't say anything for months. Worked on it, updated it, and then boom, came out the giant update.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that Bethesda is a little bit different because this is a game company that's been around for a long time.
True.
And
Since the 80s.
you have things like Skyrim and Oblivion that like are on every console known to man. And then the Fallout series was a revolutionary game at the time. Like
For a while, everything they made was A tier.
Yeah.
Everything.
And I
without
get that. I
exception.
get that. But instead of them stepping back and saying, "Hey, let's work on these core features. Let's get this fixed,"
Yeah.
they didn't fix stuff. They kept pushing things. They kept pushing the game forward
I
without
know.
Yeah.
taking the time.
And here's the thing, and
doing the
I
right
think
thing.
this is another step where they stumbled over themselves. Is at E3 they made such a big promise of all this DLC and stuff. Where No Man's Sky, they didn't do that. They just like kept silent and then released the game again, and it was good. Where Bethesda's like doubling down and like getting
And then
people
asking
more,
for money.
quote unquote hyped, asking for more money, and
crazy.
then not delivering the things that they promised.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh,
Yeah,
Do you think
Man,
this?
it's
Do you
pretty
think
big.
they're trying to generate cash to keep funding this game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bethesda's not worried about development costs, though, are they?
But you have to
Such a
remember that
huge company.
you got to remember that the people who made 76 wasn't their A team; it was their B team.
Todd Howard was involved, though.
He was in how involved though?
I don't know.
Every step of the way. I
mean,
don't
he
think
was the
so.
guy on stage telling us all about it.
So
So usually he only does that with his projects.
we're the only guys here in the studio talking about video game stuff.
That's true. The only ones. There's
Yeah.
no other video game podcast.
we're
out
the
there.
only video game pharmacy podcast.
I do think that Todd probably stepped away pretty early on. with
yeah,
the
oh,
project
absolutely.
After
He's like,
he kind of
he's like,
got the
wow,
premise.
this is a garbage dump. Let's keep it going.
Because
No,
you
joking.
remember it spawned from Fallout 4. He said we had a lot of online ideas that we wanted to do with Fallout 4, but didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And that turned into Fallout 76.
Yeah.
So it clearly started as his project, but I'd like to think he's working on Fallout or Elder Scrolls 6 at this point.
Yeah.
And Starfield. I sure hope he is. Because that's where his talent lies. It's not in online multiplayer games, clearly.
Just let it be a single player game. Like the whole concept sounded super duper cool, and
Yeah.
it was super. I remember being super hyped for this game because it was all I wanted for Fallout.
Sounded neat.
And then it happened, and we're like, "Wow, this is absolute garbage."
Yeah. Well, we won't harp on it too much longer, but
No, we
weird-
need to harp on
weird
it
stuff's
longer.
happening.
Okay,
It'll
full
continue
hour.
to be
Let's
in the
go.
news until this game dies.
Yeah.
There will be more to talk about. I'm
Here's-
sure.
Yeah, there will.
Here's what my ending thoughts will be
Yep.
leaving on.
Yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah,
have
that's what
good
I'm-
you have good online open world sandbox games. GTA 5, for example.
'Kay.
Why couldn't they make it not bad like that?
Because it's hard
mean-
to make a big online game that's good.
yeah, that's
There's
fair.
not a ton of great examples out there.
I know. Like GTA had its problems at first too. It was pretty
took
pretty
time.
bad carbo, but
It was never a Fallout 76 tier bad.
it's never to the point where like I feel so bad for Bethesda
Yeah.
because they
Because
just
we want to love them.
Yeah,
We
they-
want to buy their games.
but they fell flat on their face with this, and now they're just trying to patch up a sinking ship with
Yeah.
band-aids.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. But I really have my sights set on what's next instead of the train wreck that is.
I have
this.
my sights set on what's behind us, and that's why I've been playing Fallout 4.
Oh, cool! Right
Yeah.
on.
Since you hate the game so much.
Yeah. Do you want to get into that?
No.
We don't have time for that.
No.
You like
got-
it? I'm not a big fan.
We got a lot
We'll
to talk
about it another day when there's time.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Overwatch 2 is kind of leaked pretty much. It's official, right? Are you guys comfortable saying this
No,
is 100% real?
No, it's leaked.
But-
It's leaked. It's
okay,
still
but it's
leaked.
real.
It's a leak.
Are you guys convinced that it's real?
I am not convinced
So-
until I see it at BlizzCon.
So basically, there's a bunch of high-res images leaked, along with a theme that kind of follows suit to what Overwatch 2 would be.
Okay.
You get high-res models. You get images to what look like what the rumors were. So when we first started hearing about Overwatch 2, we heard about like a progression system and like skill trees for heroes, and that's exactly what these screenshots prove.
I heard something about focus on story. Did you read anything about
Yes.
this?
I haven't read anything about the story. I heard
Okay.
there's gonna be PVE.
Yeah.
I heard it's going to be a lot more story-based.
Which is what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Because the story's really good. Like if you're an actual real big fan of the game and you actually follow the like lore and story,
You kind
it's
of know how
really
everything
good.
connects, yeah.
It's really, really good. So I don't know. I also heard that they're not going to transfer any of the stuff from Overwatch like 1
No,
over.
it's sounding like it's going to be a completely new game with PVE and PvP.
It's gotta be.
And a progression system with the heroes. So instead of
That
having
sucks, dude.
just heroes with like, a couple different skills, you'll have as you level up the character, they have different powers.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense. Scott, don't you think it's important that they make this a completely different game?
Yeah, but you also have to remember that I'm an Overwatch fan who put money into the game with loot
Money
boxes.
But
and
Overwatch
stuff.
1's not
Time.
going anywhere.
It's not. But I assure you, when Fallout, woo,
You're mad.
when Overwatch 2 comes out, no one's gonna be playing.
I doubt
Overwatch
that
1.
very much.
people are going
and the more-
to be playing the original Overwatch out of spite.
Think of it this way.
I don't think this is the successor you guys think it is.
This is my thought
I think
process
it's something
behind it.
completely different.
I hope that's what I hope. But what I think is going to happen is it's like, we'll use Dota as an example. You don't see many people playing Dota 1 anymore. I mean, obviously it's a much older game, but it's the same concept where you go from the first game that came out to the second game that came out. No one goes to the first game anymore. They'll always go to what's new.
Can I give you a counterexample?
Sure.
EverQuest came out in 1999.
No one plays EverQuest at all.
Hundreds of thousands of people do. At its peak, millions. Anyway, just listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, of course.
In like 2003, 2004, EverQuest 2 came out. Both of those games are still being supported, still running, and are at least a couple dozen expansions in. And people, they both have their loyal fans that stick with both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little more niche than Overwatch, like we're talking about, but it's an example of a successor that was more a parallel thing than a perpendicular thing that splits the fan base.
I just think instead of making an Overwatch quote unquote 2, they'll just update Overwatch 1. Like,
but we've seen the logo and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems pretty likely this is Overwatch
But what
2.
if what if that's just like an update? What if it's like Overwatch 2?
Yeah.
You know? Like, because
what if this game is to PvE what Overwatch is to PvP?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
cool.
something totally different.
Put it in Overwatch 1.
Why?
Don't make me buy. I don't want to buy another game.
So
If they put,
I have never invested so much time and money willingly. They didn't con me. I don't feel bad or negative about it.
Okay.
But I never invested so much time and money and like dedicated myself to a game as I did Overwatch.
Wow, okay.
Call of Duty over the years, I played it, but I never played anything like I have Overwatch. And so for them to say, hey, basically all that time, all that progress, all that skill, all the practice you've been doing in Overwatch
means nothing anymore.
Irrelevant now.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
All the struggles that we've been through, all the balancing, all the adjustments and tweaks to the game that we've been looking forward to and waited for, and all that is going to be completely basically quote unquote wiped out when they release a new version.
You're assuming these things. We don't know that to be true.
But
there's a new Call of Duty every year or two.
Yeah.
And people play them. And they don't always fully replace the game that came before them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I know people, we all know people personally that still play the old Black Ops games, that have their favorite Call of Duties and they stick with them. And they're still supported. The servers are still running. So it's fine.
The game doesn't have a solid. It does campaign wise, or you can argue that that has like a solid foundation and characters and that kind of thing.
Right.
But I feel like Overwatch is like cemented.
Yeah.
And their fan base is cemented because I don't know.
Well, let's not get,
believe that.
Let's not get too excited or off put by this because we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Oh my
1st.
God, you're right.
Yeah,
First or
BlizzCon
third?
starts tomorrow, November 1st. And we talked about this last week. There's 4 mystery panels that are being held right after the opening ceremonies, and that's tomorrow. It's very likely Overwatch 2 is one of those. So we won't have to wait long to find out exactly what this is. And then next week we can actually comment on how it's going to affect the first game.
Blizzard is definitely doubling down on their stuff they're talking about.
What do you mean?
Diablo 4, Overwatch 2. They're like, man, we messed up this year. We better make up for it.
None of this is official. It's amazing how much is leaking in advance.
Do you think
those probably would have hit pretty hard if they were day of the show announcements, but we all know about them.
And
already,
this isn't just like a little ragtag team that leaked this Overwatch 2. This was ESPN.
Yeah.
This wasn't no small fry little article.
That's true.
This is a massive
Yeah, it looks
publisher.
like a legit leak.
Yeah.
The leak must have started somewhere else because you wouldn't see someone like ESPN just blowing the lid off a major announcement for another company.
they're kind of really dumb when it comes to video game
Oh,
stuff.
are they?
So
Got it.
Okay. It does not surprise me.
All right.
Real quick,
Yeah.
EverQuest servers are still up and running.
Oh, cool.
And then most of them are at medium capacity.
Yeah, who knows what that means these days? That's
yeah.
probably 1,000 to 2,000 people per server or something like that. And there's probably not nearly as many servers as there used to be either, but people still play it.
They do. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Scott.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just saying. People
Sorry,
still
I don't play
EverQuest.
dead games. My bad.
Whatever. You don't play good games? Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
I'm playing Fallout 4 right now. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that answers that. Hey, you guys want?
Yeah, what's up?
You guys want to do some watches?
Is it time?
Watches.
Is it?
And you'll see what I mean by watches in a second. But first, can I get a sound bite?
Oh yeah, of
please?
course. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is that time again for the most important segment of the year, week, day, month, time, second, hour, millisecond. I'm going all out of order for this one. It's Reggie Watch.
Reggie, you never disappoint us.
No, never.
There's always something fun to talk about. You may recall a couple weeks ago, we talked about Reggie joining the New York Video Game Critics Circle.
Yeah.
It's an organization he says he personally really admires. It's based in his hometown, and he was excited to become a part of it because
What? What?
because it just means a lot to him what they do and where they're located and stuff. Anyway, they just announced that they are going to be honoring him with the Andrew Yoon Legend Award.
Wow.
We always knew he was a legend. Now it's official.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
The Reginator is truly the Reginator.
It's going to be presented early next year at the 9th Annual Video Game Awards. Not the ones we think of, not the Jeff Keighley ones, the New York Video Game
So then what's the
Circle
point?
Awards.
NYVJ.
They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
They've actually been doing it for longer than Jeff, if you think about it. So it's a thing, and he's going to be recognized there. The award recognizes individuals and organizations that exhibit a significant, sustained body of work that shows exceptional achievement and innovation. That's Reggie all over.
Ooh,
Let's
you
just
might,
be honest.
you
What?
might want to read some of these previous recipients.
Oh, why do you say that?
There's one that stands out.
Read them for us. These are people who have gotten the award in the past. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jade Raymond,
Uh-huh.
Richard Garrett,
Garrett. Yeah.
and then our boy.
Your boy Todd.
Todd Howard.
I didn't make that connection. Hey, he deserves it, honestly.
He does.
And he probably received it like close to the launch of Skyrim
Yeah.
or something like that. When he was
did
at the peak
definitely
of his career.
not for 76.
I just said at the peak of his career. Who knows? He can still have things coming that are a new high for him.
He can still peak.
That's funny. Rockstar Games
Yes.
received it as an organization.
Yeah, I love how it's an organization, not one single person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Ralph Baer are all previous recipients.
I love
of
how
this
you
award.
didn't make that connection, by the way.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Were we just talking about Bethesda?
I want to know who these other guys are, because I'm going to be honest.
You
I
don't know. Richard Garriott created D&D, didn't he?
I have no idea.
Am I crazy?
I have no idea.
And I think Ralph Baer created the first video game console.
Maybe you should stop just throwing out guesses.
I know. Maybe I should.
Ooh. What about Rockstar Games?
I
I've
might
never
be
heard
right.
of them before.
They make the Vigi games.
Okay, cool.
The Calls of Duty. No, they don't.
What about Ralph Baer?
I just told you.
Oh.
I think he created the first video game console.
Oh, sorry. Which one? Which one? What
Ralph
about
Baer.
Richard Garriott
Yeah.
and then Jade Raymond?
Jade Raymond. She was heavily involved with the first Assassin's Creed game. I don't know what else she's responsible for.
Got it.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Wow, I know these people, and
Wow.
you don't.
I don't.
You want to hear what Reggie had to say
Yes.
about being said he was going to be honored with this award?
Absolutely.
He said, "I'm humbled and honored to be recognized with this award from an organization that I respect and admire. My passion for the work being done by the members of the New York Video Game Critics Circle inspires me and also give back to the community by participating in the mentoring and educational pursuits of that the organization does for students in the NYC area." He probably said it a lot better than I did.
No, you said it great.
I kind of stumbled through that.
No. I always stumble through everything I read.
Anyway, he's eternally modest and thankful for all this recognition he's been getting.
Yeah.
Do you think all this would have happened if he hadn't retired? Do you think he'd still be receiving all these awards, or did his retirement kind of like put a bow on his career and get everybody looking at it and saying, he really did accomplish a lot in his time?
I think his retirement put a bow on top.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on here.
With a nice little tag that says Via Nintendo.
I got a little bonus Reggie watched too.
Ooh, yeah, hit me with it.
So I talked last week about how he gave his first presentation at Cornell University.
Yeah.
And he kind of went through his 7 steps of, or 7 keys to successful leadership.
Do you know if that was ever recorded?
It was, yes. I'm actually going to touch on that here.
Okay, cool.
So he took each one of those 7 key principles and he made a 2-minute Twitter video about it. He just took an excerpt that kind of summed up what he had to say about each principle. And he released them one at a time on Twitter. So he had this little Twitter story going on, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And they were great to watch. It's just 2 minutes and you get to hear that voice again because we haven't heard it since he retired. No more Nintendo Directs, you know? And it's really insightful stuff, and it's something anyone could sit and listen to and enjoy, even if you're not in management,
Yeah.
So they're worth checking out. All you have to do to find them is find him on Twitter. Anyway, at the end of it, at the end of the day, after he had tweeted all this, he had this to say on Twitter. Thanks for following along with this new style Reggie Direct. keep an eye out for future videos on a range of topics important to me. Now, I need to go back to playing Animal Crossing. He's just forever engaging his Nintendo fans.
That's
and
really
I love it.
funny because, like, I mean, Animal Crossing doesn't come out until the beginning of next year.
Ooh, are you reading between the lines here? Did you have an advanced copy of the new game?
He absolutely
I mean,
did.
if anybody does, it's got to be him.
I mean, yeah.
In that case,
Nintendo still sends him
in that
stuff.
case, that was a master troll because he's basically saying, I'm playing it and all of you guys are not.
Yeah.
you all have to wait till next
Can
year.
I be honest with you?
Yeah,
And
go ahead.
I know how much you hate Animal Crossing with a burning passion of 1,000 suns.
That might be an overstatement, but go ahead. I don't like it. That's for sure.
I've never been excited for an Animal Crossing game except this
What
one.
is it about this?
I don't
Is
know.
it like the Minecraft stuff?
I have no idea what it is about
There's
this
no
game.
game.
You said Minecraft and Zach immediately perked up.
He's like, are you done talking about
Yeah.
Nintendo and Reggie yet?
No, I'm enjoying it.
Oh,
It's
good,
just-
okay.
I'm just listening here.
Okay, no problem.
No, I don't know what it is about it. It just looks good, and like I feel like it's a game that's meant for the Switch.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like I said this before. I think when we were talking about it when it got announced, is that you can kick back, have a beer, play some,
And just play.
and just chill.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
There's no
not-
threat. There's
There's
no
threat.
danger.
You don't have to like stress out. You can just
No
chill, hang
timers.
out, play some games.
I mean, you do have a threat. It's Tom Nook. He's coming for your kneecaps.
Yeah,
He's
he's
their
got-
money.
he's got
Don't you
people.
owe money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
better
premise-
you better pay back your loan for that tent you get. I
The premise
swear
of
to God.
Animal Crossing is mortgage debt.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's real life, basically.
It's preparing kids for the future. I never thought of it that way,
Yeah.
but it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Work for the next,
Work,
rest of your life, basically, to pay off this debt.
pulling weeds, chopping trees.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah, making deliveries.
And they make it.
Dude,
love it.
I did a thing.
What's the thing you did?
I said pulling weeds, chopping trees, and
Making
doing the
deliveries.
thing. And yeah,
You
doing
can
the
rhyme
deliveries.
that too if you try hard enough.
Oh,
Pretty
man.
good.
Thank
So
you.
you got a new career. You're like a freestyle rapper.
Yeah, dude, I quit my
I
old
didn't
job.
know
Don't
that.
you know?
Wow, cool.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm a freestyle Nintendo
I hope
artist.
it goes well.
Hey, can I borrow some money? I know this is a weird time to ask.
Hey,
but,
about that.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about it later.
Okay, cool.
We have. I don't know if you guys want to do this. I think it'd be fun. It's kind of a one-time deal, but there's some other watches. And just because this Reggie watch hit, and then I saw these other things shortly after it,
Yeah.
I figured we call them watches too because they're all Nintendo related.
But there's so much more that we have to cover.
I can go through these quick.
Okay.
I think I can.
Should I do a soundbite for it?
Could you? Yeah. Do it. Next up, we got.
Do you want to do them both together or
no
separate?
No, they each need their own soundbite.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is that time for the. I don't want to say successor.
Don't oversell it because
Okay.
Reggie's the spotlight.
Yeah,
here
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It's a Bowser watch.
It's a Bowser watch.
That's
What was that song? Did you just make it up?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's literally
It's like
the Bowser
Bowser's
theme.
Castle or something like
It's
that.
the Bowser theme from the from Mario 64.
Maybe it was all the echoes that threw me off.
Do 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 do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do, 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 do,
Now I get it. That's better. You had to bring it back to a normal level. Anyway,
Just-
we got a Bowser watch.
Yeah, just hit me with the Bowser.
Well, you
watch.
know what that is, right? Let's tell our listeners in case they don't know what that
In
is.
case any of you are wondering, Doug Bowser is the recently appointed Nintendo of America president.
Yes, he's Reggie's successor.
He is
And
Reggie's successor.
That's why I think maybe just this once we can
Okay.
call it a Bowser watch.
Yeah.
In the future, we're just going to talk about Doug Bowser's exploits as news stories. But
Yeah.
this one time, we're calling it a Bowser watch. And I'll tell you why. The content actually ties a little bit into that. So Jimmy Fallon, completely unrelated.
Yeah.
He was on Twitter recently and he tweeted this. I'm playing Ring Fit Adventure on Nintendo Switch. Can you beat my score? 124. And he was playing this game. There was a video to go along with it where you put the ring behind your head and you flex it as many times as you can, as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And he got up to 124. Apparently, that's a really high score because I've seen other people trying to attempt this and not being able to beat him. So
Oh, wow.
it's no joke.
And he has a video about it.
It's true, yeah. As you probably know, Jimmy Fallon's a huge video game fan. He
Yes.
geeks out about Nintendo all the time.
He had Reggie on the show a couple times.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Oh,
It's going to be awesome.
oh.
So Doug Bowser responded directly to Jimmy Fallon. He said, looking good, Jimmy Fallon. hashtag Nintendo Switch, hashtag Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
The reason I think this is significant is because Reggie, every single year, Jimmy Fallon would have a video game week on his show.
Yeah.
And he'd have people from the video game industry and he'd interview them and they'd talk about new projects. Reggie has been on his show every year.
Yeah.
And he's been repping Nintendo, showing off whatever they have new that year. Could we see Bowser taking up that mantle and stepping one step further into the shoes of Reggie in terms of like media appearances and public persona?
I feel like he has to.
He kind of has to.
Yeah,
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
But man, you got to bring the charisma if you're going on the Jimmy Fallon show, right?
I don't know.
You know?
I think Doug Bowser's a pretty cool guy.
He seems genuine. He seems fun loving.
What was it? I think
friendly.
it was like one of the first directs after Reggie retired. Doug Bowser was there, and he seemed pretty like open-minded about being funny and stuff like that. So,
being willing to do ridiculous things.
I think
for humor's sake.
I think he would do it.
So
I think
it'd be
he'd
cool.
be a good
I hope we
personality.
start to see him do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Appear in directs.
Me too.
Be on Jimmy Fallon. All kinds of stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I like the Bowser. I
Yeah.
think he's a good pick.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been your
Bowser War.
Hey Scott, while you got that turned on.
Yeah, what's up?
I got one more watch.
Oh man.
Zach, why are you rolling your eyes? It's because
he's so over it.
it's because when we use this nickname, he has no idea who we're talking about. I hope you figured it
don't
out. Okay, we gotta go ahead.
It's a Shigeru
Just say Shiggy.
Shigiwa.
It's a Shiggy watch. This is another one.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Miyamoto. This is another one-time deal. And
This is by the way, this is the man who made
Nintendo.
Nintendo. In case you were wondering.
Yeah.
Let's not
Okay,
get
cool.
carried away.
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo's been around for 130 years.
I said Mario, not Nintendo.
You didn't know. You said the man who
said
made
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
No, I said the man that made Mario.
Okay, we could play it back and check that later.
Let's
but-
pause right now.
No, let's not. Let's not.
Okay.
Anyway, Mr.
Yes.
Miyamoto's in the news, and that
Yeah.
doesn't happen every day. And since it happened with all these other fun little tidbits, it's a watch. I'm making it a watch. Again, one-time deal. Reggie is the man of honor here. There's no one else gets their own set segment on our show like Reggie does. The Reggie Watch is the thing. Don't worry, Zach. This is a one-time deal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
He's over it.
Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario, Zelda, a lot of Nintendo's most beloved projects over the years, is being honored with the Person of Cultural Merit Award by the Japanese government. I love how subdued this award sounds. When you hear awards in the United States, it's like sexiest man alive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one in this award in Japan is called
This is
the Person of
basically
Cultural Merit.
This is basically sexiest man alive. Let's be honest.
I think he's
mean-
been on that list before too.
I don't know
I hope
if it's
so.
I don't know if it's just my personality or just like how I view the world, but
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing award to get.
It is.
I think it's
I
fantastic.
doubt. Well, I know for a fact they do not give out this award lightly. I just love how subdued it is. How modest it is. It doesn't. It's not a flashy sounding title, but they reserve this for people that really, really deserve it. This is the highest honor that a creator can receive in Japan. And this is the first time it's ever been given to somebody in the video game industry.
Oh wow!
Which is
So
another
it's
huge thing.
Huge.
Another notable name that could kind of give you a touchstone for this award, Hayao Miyazaki, the founder of Studio Ghibli, received this award back in 2012. So it's for content creators, and it's only given
Artists.
to kind of the absolute peak of the peak in their industries, in their given industries. So he heard about this award. They're going to present it to him next year. Next month, actually in like a week in Tokyo on November 5th. And he said a bunch of things about the award. The usual modest Japanese guy stuff, like couldn't have done it without the fans, things like that. But he also had this little tidbit during his response. He said he won't be retiring anytime soon, which is very, very good news.
Yeah.
Because I think he's 70 years old.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
And maybe he's in his 60s, but he's getting up there.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that even though he's of retirement age, that he's not planning on stepping away from his role anytime soon.
It's good.
It's awesome. He's also though very actively mentoring younger people at Nintendo and kind of
That's so
teaching
good.
them what he knows. So
That's so good.
So he is
Carry on the
preparing.
legacy, the culture.
Yep. He's preparing the
things that
next generation of Nintendo creators to kind of fill his shoes and do what he does. It's great. It's good news.
It is.
This has been your last soundbite for the day.
Zach is so over.
He's so annoyed by it.
so
I'm
over
sorry,
it.
Zach.
Shiggy Watt.
Thank you. You did that for Zach. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I did it for myself too.
I'm
Mostly.
not too annoyed. I don't have anything to say.
Hey, Zach.
It's a little silly.
I really enjoy the Reggie watches.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But once
We
we
got
got
carried
Bowser and Shiggy, I'm like,
You're like, I don't even know who these people are.
who are these guys?
Shigeru Miyamoto is arguably the most important person in the history of video games. Scott, would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, he's up there.
Well, when you say
So-
Shiggy, I'm like,
It's a loving nickname that has been given to.
Got it.
I didn't make that up.
yeah, I know.
People have called him
I
Shiggy for a long time.
Yeah, I just didn't know him by
Yeah.
that nickname.
I mean, you hear Miyamoto more often than not. That's what people refer to him as. All right,
But it
you
didn't
guys,
roll off the
Zach,
tongue as
it's all-
Shiggy Watt.
It's true. That just worked. Zach, it's all you, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
We
hit us
kind of
hit us with
took
that
the
fat
reins for a little
news.
while. So what do you got? What do you want to talk about?
TLOU Part 2.
Oh my God! Just
Yeah?
say The Last of Us 2 for
Well,
the
it
love
kind
of God.
it kind of flowed off the tongue.
It's a
there.
big title.
TLOU. The Last of
I
Us,
couldn't say TLDRL2.
Nice.
The Last of Us Part 2 got delayed.
Again.
Surprise,
Again,
surprise.
from February back into May. I think it's May 29th.
Yep, that's right.
Dude, did they say why, Brittin?
Yeah, they said why. So Neil Druckmann, he released a letter to his fans on the PlayStation blog, and he kind of went into detail as to what happened. You could probably already figure out what happened, but I can read some of it to get the point across. He says, "Let me cut to the chase and get the news out of the way. The Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date of May 29th, 2020. I know, it was just about a month ago when we had our big blowout for the game, letting media play over 2 hours of it, along with debuting our new story trailer and revealing a release date. The positive response we saw from our community was overwhelming. You can feel the energy among the team members. After working on something for so many years, it's invigorating to get a glimpse of validation for all the hard work." And then he goes on to talk about how in the last few weeks they were kind of fine-tuning parts of the game and, tightening up the last-minute polish. And they realized that a lot of that was not up to their standards. It was just not coming together to the standards that they've set for themselves. Because if you've played Uncharted games, if you've played The Last of Us, they are very, very polished games.
They are.
They like to
They're
comb
kind of in a
over it.
league of their own when it comes to polish.
Yeah.
So if they're going to release another game, another 4 months versus having a game that comes out and is disappointing to fans, it's a worthwhile trade.
I would rather have them do this than do what every other game studio has done and put it out.
Which is
and
rush it and then
say,
patch
we'll,
it.
We'll patch it. We'll
Yeah.
fix it. We'll
because
do this, we'll do
especially
that.
with a story-driven game, because these are games that a lot of people could probably play through in a weekend. And if your full experiences before any patches, before they kind of fine-tune this stuff and tweak this stuff, then you're always going to have that experience in your mind.
Hey, you want to know what?
What?
I want to tile this back to something.
Okay, go ahead.
Shigeru Miyamoto even said himself,
He's got a quote for us.
"A delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is bad forever."
Oh yeah, that's quoted all the time, and it's
Yeah.
very, very true.
So-
Although with the age of day one patches, that's kind of gone out the window. So it's cool to see
Someone
that
not
happening.
relying on it.
Yeah.
But delaying a game is so honest to me.
Yeah, it is.
I appreciate that so much. Yeah, we're disappointed because we have to wait longer for the game.
Yeah.
He's told us 4 months in advance.
But
Yeah, and in most
good.
cases, I would agree with you. I do think it kind of sucks that this game was first shown off so long ago, announced so long ago, and they gave us a firm date of February 21st, I think. And then they showed it off to press so recently. He even touched on this in his little memo. They had a big press event, and they said, "Yep, this is the release date. Get hands on, play it." I feel like between then and now, a month, how much could have changed?
Well, you have to.
I think
I feel like they were just maybe overly optimistic, and they weren't being
I
realistic
think-
with themselves.
Yeah, I think they just sat down and said, this isn't actually like as good as we want it. There are
Yeah.
some issues here.
You also have to remember that what the press plays is what they want them to play.
It's a very
There-
controlled, limited section.
There's a blip that they give you to play, and they are obviously going to make sure that part is very, very nice. But then you start getting to the end stuff, the last 2, 3, 4 hours of the game, and then it's like, okay, well, we've definitely missed some stuff here.
Yeah,
So
it's understandable. And like we said, in the long run, it's going to be a net positive for the game,
Yeah.
and for the fans.
I don't think people are disappointed. I mean, bummed, but
It's getting into the territory. Well, not quite. I was going to say it's getting into the territory of like how The Last Guardian played out. That's
Yeah.
extreme, but
that's
But-
a very extreme.
I know. By the time The Last Guardian actually came out, though, I had lost interest in it personally. And at one point, it was
Yeah.
like my most anticipated game.
Yeah.
So there is a finite window of time between announcement and release where fans are still going to be super excited about your
Now,
project.
correct me if I'm wrong. Cyberpunk got delayed, correct?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
But I'm so hyped for it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, and I know that time just brings quality and more time to work on the game and make the game better.
Right.
Well, if you don't know, The Last Guardian was a game that was announced at
2007.
It took
2007,
10 years, right?
10
Yep.
years
Yeah, I
to
know.
release.
Yeah.
And
So-
then it wasn't all that great when it
No,
finally
it was
hit.
it was
No, it
okay,
flopped,
But that studio also had a lot of very public trouble during the development process. We haven't heard anything like that out of Naughty Dog. So
No.
I don't think
I
there's
think
any
it'll be
actual development issues. I think they just
want to make it look better.
maybe they keep growing the scope and they can't keep up with it. You know what I mean?
Just let them have their time.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a bad thing.
Yep.
That's not the only game that got delayed. We got some more delay announcements
yeah,
this
we
week
did.
too.
Good.
We did, yeah.
Out of Ubisoft. So during a financial call, Yves Guillemot, who is the company's president, announced that 3 of their upcoming games are going to be delayed. Rainbow Six Quarantine, Watch Dogs Legion, and Gods and Monsters.
Quarantine was their mobile. Okay.
No, I think that's Rainbow Six Quarantine is like the PvE version of Siege. It's kind of
Okay.
another pillar of what Siege is
Oh yeah,
trying to
you're
do.
right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
they
we
showed
saw
it off
that
at E3 last year
Yep.
for the first time.
You're right.
So that's a full-on Rainbow Six game. We all know what Watch Dogs Legion is. Gods and Monsters is kind of a cool, like, Greek mythology, cartoonish adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of neat, but yeah, I don't know much more about it beyond that. They've all been pushed to the very vague 2020 to 2021. So this could be a substantial delay for some of these games.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's
really
huge.
know what
It
to
could be
expect.
Q4 of 2021.
I know, it could be 2
and
years
that's
out.
2 years out. That's crazy.
Kind of crazy. I bet Watch Dogs is the most heavily affected because it's the biggest in scope. You know, it's the game
Yeah.
that's the most ambitious of the 3.
And it's also probably gonna be garbage anyway.
Not looking forward to that. one.
I've never. I think Ubisoft has gone downhill
yeah.
when it comes to like public image because they very openly talk about creating a quote unquote product,
Mm-hmm.
a resellable, monetizable thing
Yeah.
that they can sell to their consumers.
Well, he actually spoke a little bit to that point
Uh-huh.
in the earnings call, and he made it clear that this is an effort to make their company more valuable and make their IP more valuable because they've released a couple games recently, The Division 2
Yep.
and what was the other one he named?
Uh,
Breakpoint.
Breakpoint.
Yeah, and he said they both were hit with pretty lackluster critical reception and by fans even. People aren't really crazy about them, and they don't want that to happen with their brands. That's a problem if 2 of your biggest franchises. Well, one, The Division's pretty huge for them. I guess Ghost Recon too, right?
Yeah.
Two of your biggest brands hit and they just kind of flop. So that probably sent them looking pretty hard back at these other projects. And instead of just pushing them out the door, getting passable products out there that they can put on store shelves, maybe they really genuinely are trying to double down on development efforts to make these something special and make them, achieve that level of polish and love from the fans that IP needs to thrive.
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw Legion
Mm-hmm.
at E3, I immediately started calling it out and putting it on blast about how it's a novel concept. It's
Uh-huh.
gonna be cheap,
Yeah.
and just bland.
Well, yeah, and
I
we-
hope they can do something.
We talked about how they were hitting on all this social commentary too, which is tricky
Yeah.
ground to tread. So there's a lot. It's ambitious, like I said, this project, and if they do any of that wrong, glaringly wrong, the whole game is just gonna flop when it hits.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are waiting for these games, sorry they got delayed, but hopefully it's for the better good.
Yeah, generally delays are
Yeah.
typically, and
Yeah.
I don't think Ubisoft has a whole lot of other stuff in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any. Do we have any Assassin's Creed announced right now?
What's
we
the
don't have any.
what's the pirate game that's coming out soon?
Skull and Bones?
Skull and
yeah,
Bones.
we haven't heard about that in
heard
such a long
anything
time.
about that.
Right.
And I was super excited to hear about that when the announcement came out.
Yeah. So it's almost like they're kind of scrambling, regrouping, trying to figure out how to prioritize these projects and how much effort to put into each one so that it is a good game,
Yeah, right.
because they've had problems in the recent past. Their best, most recent game, I think, is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
my God.
I love that game. It's so good.
Jeez.
You would.
It's not just because I'm a Nintendo fan. It's very polished. It's so much fun
It's
to
also
look
because
at.
you're a Nintendo fan.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
just be honest here.
Yep.
Yeah, some more delays, but hey, you'll get better games as a result.
Except in Watch Dogs Legion's case, that game will probably just be doomed to fail.
Yeah, could be right.
Hey, Scott, are we ready to talk about gaming moments of the week? Or
Nope.
No,
No?
no.
No?
What time you got?
What?
How much time do we have?
We have 10 minutes.
Do you want a couple little Pokemon blurbs?
Sure, why not?
One of them will excite you. One of them will fascinate you.
Okay.
Which one do you want first?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Let me guess at what they are. I haven't even looked.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just looked.
I have not looked.
Okay.
Let me guess. The one that'll fascinate me is something about a Pokemon card selling.
You're such a dork. You just looked.
And I didn't look.
You're right.
I'm on Reggie
Maybe
Watch.
you saw it in the news recently.
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
Okay.
I don't know what the other one is.
Okay, well, let's talk about that real quick. Pokemon card just sold for $195,000.
Yeah,
It's the
crazy.
single highest priced Pokemon card
Yeah,
ever.
the Pikachu Illustrator card.
You knew what it was, yeah.
Yes,
Isn't that
sir.
crazy? So,
That doesn't surprise me.
You know a little bit
but
about
I think
these
it's weird that it's an
Illustrator cards.
auction.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? When these things are that high priced,
When I think of
auction's
it-
the best way to get a good value on
Like
them. You know what I mean?
eBay or because
No, I think
No,
it's
this was
live.
an auction that was held in person somewhere. That's a garbage truck.
oh,
that got
I was
me
like-
going, too.
I was
heard
like,
banging
it's
and
garbage
booming.
day.
and
dude,
we're
I
like,
thought someone was like gonna come driving through the wall.
Can you
or something.
imagine? All right, sorry guys, we're just
I'd probably
fearing
have
for our
time to-
lives over here.
I'd have time to get up and run. You guys are right along that
Oh
wall.
yeah, we are. Yeah.
Man.
We've never
what-
heard that before. We
No,
record
no,
at the
we
same
never heard
time
that.
every week.
This is the first time ever.
Okay.
Let's go
Anyway,
yell at them. Hey, we're doing a podcast over here.
if you're not familiar with Illustrator cards, these
Yes.
were one-of-a-kind cards that were awarded to winners of a manga contest in 1998. And there were only 39 of them ever released, and there's only 10 believed to still be in existence. Is the Pikachu one like a one-of-a-kind? Where each of these Illustrator cards like a different character or something like that?
I can show you
Scott?
exactly what it looks like.
Because I remember a little bit ago we did trivia
Yeah.
on Pokemon cards, and I think the highest card I found was like 7,000 to 9,000 or something of the sort.
Gosh, yeah, okay. And those were probably traditional playing cards, or trading cards, not the Illustrator cards.
The Pikachu Illustrator card is unique because it literally shows Pikachu like drawing,
It's an interesting piece of art.
like drawing other Pokemon.
The art was done by the creator of Pikachu, too.
Yes. Here, I'll come over.
The
to
original artist. Yeah. So I'm thinking about starting a collection, you guys.
you. Yeah.
So I need to raise some money. Yeah, I bought that. That was me that bought this card.
Your wife.
I sold my house.
GoFundMe.com/Brittin.
Yeah, bring it on. And I'm going to use it in play, too. Does it actually have stats? Is it a card you could play with?
It's a no.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's not.
a card you can play.
It's actually really
Gotcha.
cool. I didn't expect it to look that
Yeah.
cool.
It is neat.
Yeah.
Is it foil, too?
Sorry,
That's all right.
I dropped my phone.
You guys remember in SpongeBob when SpongeBob drew his cartoon counterpart,
Oh yeah, Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob?
Yeah.
I imagine like a doodle.
Hey, don't
doodle
laugh at
Pikachu.
me.
It's Pikachu drawing Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't think it's foil. No, I think it's just. It might be foil. I don't know. I've never seen one of these.
But
It's only 10.
195,000 is an insane amount of money
It's
for
a madness.
a Pokemon
And I
card.
don't think it's signed or anything either. It's
No, it's just
that
an
rare.
Illustrator card.
That's wild. Okay. And then more Pokemon news. Scott, you're going to love this. You're going to
Yes.
absolutely love it.
Hit me with it.
They don't have plans to make any more Let's Go games.
Oh, thank God.
That was a one and done, apparently.
Ooh, what a garbage game.
During an interview with Eurogamer, the director of Sword and Shield, Masuda, who's been, he's kind of the top dog at the Pokemon. Is he a Game Freak? He must be a Game Freak guy. Masuda.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
I believe so.
He said there's currently no plans to make any more Let's Go titles. It was, however, very well critically received, and
Yep.
it sold well.
Yep.
So, but I think as a company, they just want to start making more new original games rather than remaking games, which is funny because people really like that they release the remakes on like 3DS and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I respect that though, that they just want to make new stuff instead of being known as like just the Pokemon guys that make a new one and then a remake and then a new one and then a remake.
I mean, Let's Go was literally an experiment for Sword and Shield, basically.
Well, do you think so? What does it have in common with Sword and Shield?
The way like Pokemon exist outside of like grass and stuff like that.
That's such a great thing, though. And they need to bring that forward.
It absolutely is, and I think it was, like I said, it was their first kind of push into the Switch market to see how well people would receive it.
They played with motion controls.
They played with motion controls.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that they basically added like Pokemon Go mechanics in the game, but it looks like they did away with that in Sword and Shield, which makes me so happy.
For sure. It's a traditional Pokemon game. It looks like.
Yep. Yeah. But
So fear not. My kids will be sad though because they love Pokemon. Let's Go. They still play it all the time.
Well, you tell
All three of
them to grow up and play a real Pokemon game.
I don't want them to grow up.
Okay.
I want them to stay little forever.
You just want them to be Toys R Us kids?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my goal.
Hey guys,
What's up?
We're coming up towards. We have 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So what you got?
Real quick,
What you got?
real quick, I want to go over PS Plus and Games for Gold
Two.
for
Yeah, do
November.
it.
For PS Plus, we have 2 games. We have Neo, and we have Outlast 2. And then Games for Gold, we have Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, Final Station, Joyride Turbo, and then Star Wars Jedi Starfighter.
Man, what great
I
games!
think PlayStation wins this time.
Yeah. No, people were saying that for the amount that they're paying for games as gold and stuff like that, not getting critically acclaimed games is pretty much a slap in the face.
Well, it's hit and miss.
And
Some
then
months are better
and
than
then you
others.
also have Xbox Game Pass as well.
Oh yeah, see,
So
that's a
you have
different
another
beast.
service as well that you can pay for to get other stuff, and a lot of those carry the.
Well, you can get Outer World
big
right
AAA.
now, so I guess
Yeah.
that kind of makes up for
Brand
it.
new release.
Yeah.
And I think that's a $60 game, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Guys,
that's a good deal.
Do we have time for gaming moment of the week?
Sure.
Do you have one?
I do.
You start.
Call of Duty.
Okay,
my
that's your
God.
gaming mode of the week.
Don't-
Call of Duty.
The whole thing.
It's fantastic. It's very grindy.
You want to know what else is fantastic? Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but on the 360. Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But no, they broke it
the same
down.
game,
You
that's
got
a joke.
you
Good
got
one.
you got caps at 155. You have gun progression, which is a lot more complex and deep. So you basically can have a bunch of different builds for the same exact gun.
Oh, okay.
And they're not really all the same. But it's really good. The engine's good, and the story is actually really exciting and really fun to play.
I've heard the story's great. Multiplayer is not great. It's fine, but not great. Is that
Yeah, I
kind
mean,
of
there's
the
some
general...
aspects. I mean, people are finding out how to abuse the game.
Yeah, okay.
You
of
know,
course.
they're getting to that point now.
Players do.
But yeah,
Okay.
multiplayer is fun, but the story is great.
Glad you're still digging it. Are you done with the campaign yet?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm about a quarter way through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool.
I've been playing Fallout 4.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did you get some caps?
Huh?
Did you find some caps?
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you buy some things?
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been playing I've been playing on PC, so I'm
Yeah.
able to do like
Do you
different
mod it?
commands and stuff. I haven't modded it yet. I'm just kind of playing through it casually first, and then I'll probably do
Okay, gotcha.
mods later. Do all the sexy lady mods.
Yeah. Are you gonna stream that?
I'm streaming it.
Are you?
He has
I've
been.
I've literally been posting about it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I saw one
Bro.
post. I think yesterday.
Yeah,
Cool.
thanks for
Very
joining. What about you, Brittin?
Are you guys sick of Tetris 99 yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay, cool.
So you wanna
Well,
hear it or
moving
not?
on.
Sure,
Nope.
let's do it.
Take me 2
I
seconds.
want to hear you.
God.
There's an event, a Luigi's Mansion event,
Uh-huh.
and
A
they have a
Luigi.
theme that goes along with each one of these events. They do like one a month.
We know you
And
talk
it takes
about it every
100
time.
takes 100 points to unlock the theme.
Uh-huh.
I got it in one shot. If
Hey,
you
good
get a
job.
Tetris Maximus, first place win,
Uh-huh.
you unlock it in one shot.
Wow.
I hadn't gotten one in like months, and I got one my first time playing on that theme, and I unlocked it in one shot.
Well, hey,
it felt good.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
job.
Thanks.
Hey, do you have a question real quick?
I do.
Yay.
Can you name the top 10
No.
video game engines in the industry?
Oh dang!
Unreal
Source.
Engine 3.
Unreal,
Unreal 3.
Frostbite.
I'm not going to name all 10. We don't have enough time.
We're doing it
can
together.
Can you name the most popular gaming engine?
Unreal.
Okay.
Easy.
Maybe we could dig a little deeper into that next week.
We will.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, we always appreciate your faces. Don't forget to check us out on all the social medias. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the other things.
Megaphone.
Megaphone.
Megaphone is a big one. You can listen to all of our episodes right there. And of course, iTunes as well. You can find all episodes there. And then we also do I don't want to say live, but our first showing of the show on Fridays at 10 p.m. on nwczradio.com.
Channel 1.
Channel 1. And yeah, all of those stuff can be found at Video Game Pharmacy. So don't forget to check us out. As always, we love your faces.
We do,
you love our
yes.
faces. And we will see you guys next week for another episode. From Zach.
Bye, guys.
From Brittin.
See ya.
I realized I didn't do that at the beginning of the show.
That's okay.
I'm
That's fine.
Scott. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You are tuned into the Video Game Pharmacy.
The pharmacy is now closed.